The sudden collapse of Terra sent shockwaves through the crypto industry. According to Elliptic, holders of UST and Luna lost a total of $42 billion. Major investors like Coinbase Ventures lost millions of dollars as well. Galaxy Digital CEO Mike Novogratz, he's stuck with a tattoo of Luna on his arm. It's a shocking collapse of a cryptocurrency that reached record highs just a few weeks earlier. So, we have to talk about how we got here. Terraform Labs was co-founded in January 2018 by Daniel Shin and Do Kwon, a graduate of Stanford University and former CEO of networking technology startup AnyFi. A year later, Terraform launched its governance token, Luna, with a starting supply of 1 billion tokens. Then, in September of 2020, Terra launched its algorithmic stablecoin, Terra USD, also known as UST.
In the middle of 2020, right around when DeFi summer happened in the crypto space, I came across the Terra blockchain because it was one of the few blockchains that actually had significant amount of revenues. They made a lot of network fees. And what made them unique was that they had one of the first, decentralized stablecoins that actually saw real world traction with, millions of users in South Korea.
Let's take a second to talk about algorithmic stablecoins and how they work. Stablecoins are called that because they're designed to remain pegged to a certain price, usually $1. Traditional stablecoins are considered over-collateralized, meaning the token's operator holds real fiat currency in reserves to support the stablecoin's price, $1 for $1 worth of that token. Algorithmic stablecoins are considered uncollateralized. They don't use fiat currency to back up their value. Instead, these tokens operate on a network alongside another cryptocurrency. They maintain their pegs through algorithms that encourage traders to take advantage of price changes in both the stablecoin itself and that secondary cryptocurrency, in this case, the Luna token.
So the idea is that at any given time, you can trade in $1 worth of Terra USD against the protocol for $1 worth of Luna, and then vice versa. So you can sort of think about Luna as absorbing the price volatility of Terra stablecoins.
And in the 2 years after its launch, UST and the Terra blockchain saw insane growth.
Terra has really evolved into being more than just, an algorithmic stablecoin. It has also become a layer 1 blockchain. And it went from being an underdog in 2020 to being, a top 10 crypto and really on its way to being the #1 stablecoin in the world.
One huge driver of growth was a service called Anchor.
The Anchor protocol is a borrowing, saving, lending platform inside the Luna ecosystem. The mechanism there was if you are a saver, so you can deposit UST and earn 20% yield, which, sounds too good to be true. On the other hand, you could borrow UST and you pay maybe 25% in APR, but there's a mechanism called the distribution APR where you are actually being paid anywhere from, let's say, 25.1% to maybe even over 100% for borrowing. So if you log onto YouTube and you search for videos around how does Anchor protocol work, you're going to find a bunch of videos that are like how to make passive income by borrowing on Anchor protocol.
With all this attention, UST surged to an $18 billion valuation. And to maintain that value, Do Kwon turned to Bitcoin to support Terra USD's reserves.
We usually buy about like $150 million clips every few days. And we do some of those things through board resolution. So that really depends on how fast people get back. But I would say we've bought about $1.6 billion so far. And I think by the end of April, we should be at around 3.
This latest move rallied the so-called lunatics, pushing the price of a Luna token to an all-time high of $119. But crypto markets have struggled so far in 2022, with growing concern of a recession and bear market. Bitcoin's price was slowly falling, and fears of a crypto winter were rising. For Terra, those fears culminated in the second week of May.
I'd say the trigger was on May 7th, when on the platform, a decentralized finance application platform called Curve, which is often referenced by traders to assess the stability of the peg of stablecoins, there was a major trade that was made where someone came in and exchanged $85 million of UST for another stablecoin. And this started to cascade into additional exits in these liquidity pools. And this caused the initial depegging and the beginning of the spiral. The next kind of key event or moment would be the series of exits from Anchor protocol. Luna really should have a much higher market cap than UST for the entire ecosystem to be valuable and facilitate these redemptions. However, in this period, the market cap flipped, and this further exacerbated the legitimate fear of Luna and UST holders, thus deepening the spiral as more people were fleeing for the door. Then essentially, I'd say the last piece is the deep hyperinflationary spiral. Luna hyperinflated over 8,000% in a matter of just 2 days, and there is now trillions of Luna in circulation. This is all augmented by the fact that this ecosystem was under-collateralized by its Bitcoin reserves, so people are incentivized to not be left in the dark and flee for the doors and be the first out.